Hi everyone. Today I am going to explain about virtual threads. So this is a new feature in Java. So I'm going to this particular topic in detail here. So first I'm going to a demo so that you can understand how important is virtual threads. So here I have created two classes for this particular demonstration purpose. One is our normal thread. Everyone knows executor service. I am creating a new fixed thread pool, 100 threads. Okay. So here I am running these 10,000 times so that I can benchmark. I want to compare virtual thread and traditional thread. So similarly, I have created one virtual thread. Here you can see this is very important, new virtual per thread per task executor. This is how we will create virtual thread. So you understand, right? This is the difference how to create. Okay, executors dot new virtual thread per task executor. Here I created new fixed thread pool. So in this way, similarly I have here also I am iterating 10,000 times, and here also I am printing the result. I want to compare how much time each process taking. So first I am running a virtual thread. Okay, I am running this. So you can see the output 1072 milliseconds. Okay, so here the same thing, but instead of virtual thread I am using our normal traditional thread. Apart from all the code is remains same. So I am running this. You can see it is still running. It will take some time. I will tell you why it is taking time and everything in the upcoming slides. Here first I am covering the demo. So you can see the code. Okay, executor service, all this comes under concurrent. Okay, you know, java.util.concurrent package, right? In this package we have executor service, executors, this time unit, and in executors we have this new fixed thread pool. Here we have the virtual thread. So everything comes under java.util.concurrent package. So this still you can see this is running, means it will take some time. So let it run. I have captured the result. Previously I ran it, so it took around this much time. You can see is more than 10,000, right? Yeah. So it is taking this much time, means how slow this thread pool working compared to virtual threads. So it is 1 lakh 383 millisecond. So 1 lakh 383 millisecond. Here it took around 1074 millisecond. So here you can see now it got completed. It took nearly 1 lakh milliseconds, more than 1 lakh milliseconds. So this is around 93.5 times faster virtual thread. So this, when we comparing with the traditional thread, if you are converting this millisecond to second, virtual thread took 1 second, but traditional thread took 100 seconds. So this 1 and 100, you see the difference. So this is the importance of virtual threads. You can save a lot of time. Also, the memory and the number of cores, everything. So this is pretty much useful in multi-threaded applications. So I am going to the slides and I will explain the features and everything. So this is Java virtual threads explained. It's a lightweight concurrency for high performance Java. So why this video? Modern Java apps handles millions of concurrent requests. So the traditional threads are expensive and limited. Why it is expensive means it is directly using the OS threads. So that is expensive. And you depends on your machine's capacity, it is limited. The number of threads are limited. So that is the main problem with the traditional threads. So Java 25 makes virtual threads production ready and optimized. So the main goal is write simple blocking code that scales. So scalability is the main advantage. You can have 10,000 threads if you want, but in a traditional thread it's not possible because it's all up to your machine's capacity and all. Here it is not directly proportional to the machine's capacity, but instead it is a virtual thread. It is not directly related to the number of cores or the number of OS threads. It's nothing like that. So traditional Java threads, the problem statement, we call it as platform threads. So one Java thread is one OS thread. So heavy memory usage is the one. Traditional Java threads need heavy memory and limited by OS thread count. So you cannot have more threads than your OS threads. It will limited. It is limited with the OS thread count. So it is blocking means resources are getting blocked when you are running multiple threads because that much OS threads are used for this particular traditional Java threads, right? So it's not suitable for massive concurrency. Okay, it is before Java. In earlier Java versions, we are using traditional threads. That's we know. So it is up to a level we can achieve this multi-threading, concurrency, everything. But nowadays it is more scalable and it allows massive concurrency with the virtual threads. So in a real world, if we are hitting a REST API, most probably it will be hitting a database, maybe another microservice or another external API. So each blocking call holds an OS thread. So thread pool may get exhausted, so latency may increase. This is a normal scenario that everyone may be aware. So this is how currently in traditional thread this APIs and all working. So what are virtual threads? So virtual threads are lightweight and it's a JVM managed threads. Okay, so in Java they had a project called Project Loom. As part of Project Loom, they introduced these virtual threads. So many virtual threads run on few OS threads. It means one OS thread can handle multiple virtual threads. That's how we can have a number of virtual threads. It is not limited with OS threads because one OS thread can handle multiple virtual threads. So JVM handles this scheduling. So millions of threads we can have with minimal cost. That is very important. We can have millions of threads with a minimal cost, and we can save time also. So that I already showed in the first demonstration. So virtual threads versus platform threads. This is a table mapping. So this quickly I will go through this. Backed by OS thread. The platform thread, yes, it's a one-to-one mapping. Virtual threads, no, it is JVM managed threads. Okay. Thread creation cost high in platform thread, very low in virtual thread. Memory usage is nearly 1 MB fixed stack, but in virtual thread, small growable stack. Blocking behavior blocks OS thread. Platform threads blocks OS thread. Virtual thread unmounts from carrier thread. Scalability is limited to thousands, but virtual thread massive, we can have millions of threads. Scheduling, operating system scheduler in platform thread. In virtual thread it is JVM scheduler. So best use case, CPU bound tasks. Platform thread is best for CPU bound tasks, but virtual thread is best for IO bound tasks. How virtual threads work internally? So virtual threads run on carrier threads. When blocked, JVM unmounts virtual thread, so carrier thread is reused. So JVM smartly handles this. So it unmounts the virtual thread when it is blocked and it is scheduling the threads. It is reusing the carrier thread. So it is one OS thread can have multiple threads, virtual threads, so that JVM can schedule millions of virtual threads. So JVM is handling it very smoothly, so that virtual threads are very fast and minimal cost, and it is not blocking the OS threads. It uses OS threads, but it is not one-to-one, so it is very minimal use. So this mount and unmount concept, when virtual thread starts, mounted on a carrier thread. Okay, then blocking IO occurs. Virtual thread then unmounts, carrier thread runs another task. So now OS thread blocking here. So we are calling carrier here. Okay, so the carrier threads means this is JVM handling I already mentioned. So one virtual thread starts, then mounted on a carrier thread. The blocking of IO occurs, then virtual thread unmounted, carrier thread runs another task. This is how this mounting and unmounting happens. We are not blocking the operating system thread. So in Java 25, there are some enhancements to this virtual threads. So it is now fully stable and optimized. Better integration with executors, structured concurrency, scoped values, improved monitor, and debugging. So a lot many enhancements happened in Java 25. These scoped values and all I will cover in another video. That is, I am planning to cover as a Java 25 enhancements in a separate video. So these all are the Java 25 enhancements. So how to create a virtual thread? This is a simple way you can create like this: thread.start virtual thread. This will start one virtual thread. So it is lightweight and no thread pool required. This is the simplest way of creating a virtual thread. So you can use executor with virtual threads. In the demo also I use executors. So this is how we can create executors dot new virtual thread per task executor. it comes under java.util.concurrent.executors. So we can run like this executor.submit. So this is another way of creating virtual threads. So here we are having one virtual thread per task. So it is not like one virtual thread equal to one OS thread. Per task we can have one virtual thread, and it is uh, executing as separate threads. So there is no longer we are blocking the OS thread. Okay, so simple code with massive scalability, no reactive complexity. So it is not blocking the OS thread. Suppose if a one thread in a traditional platform thread, if one thread is taking so much time, means that much time the OS thread is blocked. Here that kind of issues is not there. We are not blocking the OS thread. It is carrier threads we are using. So performance comparison, I already did it in the example. So if it is a 100k concurrent request, platform threads may throw out of memory or it will be very slow. Virtual threads are smooth and fast. So high throughput and low memory, that is the advantage of virtual threads. So when not to use virtual threads, for example, CPU bound tasks, tight loops, long synchronized blocks, native blocking calls. In these kind of scenarios, still platform threads are recommended. We are not recommended to use virtual threads. So virtual threads are best for IO bound workloads. So virtual threads plus Spring Boot. So we have to enable spring.threads.virtual.enabled equal to true to use virtual threads. So Spring Boot 3.2 plus supports virtual threads. So it's perfect for the REST APIs. So this is the property to enable virtual threads. So virtual threads and microservices. So Kafka consumers, REST controllers, DB calls, external service calls. So it is ideal for cloud native apps. So virtual threads are now pretty much useful in normal REST services or microservices, and even Spring Boot also started supporting virtual threads. So it is highly recommended to use. So monitoring and debugging, we will usually take thread dumps whenever we facing some issue with the threads, right? So it is also visible in the thread dumps. It is named as virtual thread. You can search like that. So it is no, we can debug like normal threads. There is no black box behavior. Everything is visible and you can debug it in the normal way. So this is benchmarks. In the initial demo I already shown. I am quickly going through this once again. So total tasks we ran, okay, 10,000, virtual threads 10,000. This is a benchmark example. Task type blocking is blocking. Then completion time, that is the major difference. You can see 1 lakh and around 1200. That's a huge difference there. OS threads used, here 100 threads means 100 OS threads used. Here it is around 8 to 16 OS threads we are using. There also you can see a significant difference. Memory usage also significantly there is a different. It's high, is very low in virtual thread. Scalability is limited to the OS threads, but in virtual threads is very massive. So this is all about virtual threads. So in next video I will come with some other interesting feature. So thank you for watching this. Please like and subscribe.